So many people in remote sales industries, they know about fact finding, but they don't know how to properly and effectively use it, right? So you've got a spade, but you don't actually know how to dig a hole. This is fact finding in sales, which is crazy since it is such a crucial part about qualifying your prospects. So this is your foundation for your understanding of the prospect, trying to uncover their pain points and ultimately offering solutions that they truly need. Remember, we always want to be helping, providing, and giving within sales. As soon as there's greed, the sale runs away. So by the end of this, you'll know exactly how to dig deep, overcome common challenges, and constantly guide conversations towards meaningful results. So let's just jump straight in. So the true and sole purpose of fact finding in sales. The goal of fact finding is simple: to gather as much information about the prospect's specific situation and uncover their pain points, understand their desires and their goals, and identify the problems that you can solve. So it's no good identifying a problem that they can't pay their rent because you can't solve that. But it's about identifying a problem that maybe they don't have a solid client acquisition system, and we can help solve that problem, right? So it's not just fact finding about anything random, it's about things that we can solve. But here's the thing, right? If you don't take time to really dig deep and ask surface level questions and then dig even deeper again, you're never going to fully understand their problems, which means you can't ideally help them. So think of it as like going to the doctor or the medical room, the nurse, right? When you walk in and you say, my knee hurts, what does the doctor do? They don't just stop and then have a first and final statement. Instead, they dig deep. They ask questions like, which knee hurts? How long has it been hurting for? What does the pain feel like? Is it sharp, dull, consistent? They dig deep and they fact find about your problem. They keep asking questions to fully understand the situation before they recommend anything, whether that's medicine, rehabilitation, the problem, the, sorry, the solution to their problem is what we're looking for. And you have to find and ask the questions first to get to that solution. So this is exactly how you need to approach your conversations in DM setting. The deeper you go, the better positioned you are to provide a solution for that problem. So the challenges that appointment setters face while fact finding. So now let's address the most common problem that setters face when fact finding. If you've experienced any of these, do not worry. They're all flexible with practice, which means practice makes perfect and we can get you out of those bad routines. So number one, being too afraid to ask questions. So you might just hesitate to ask deeper questions because you're really worried about coming across as pushy. But remember, we are here to help them, not to sell them something that they do not need. Asking questions shows that you really care about their specific pain point and their specific situation that they're in. Number two, not knowing what to ask. So this is a very common issue for new setters. You might not have a clear roadmap for the conversation, so you end up just winging it. The good news is I'll give you a simple framework and key understandings that you can lean on and leverage. So failing to understand the prospect. This happens when you don't ask enough questions or don't go deep enough into your problem finding. You end up with surface level answers that don't really help you connect the dots with their needs. Number four, leading with the appointment. So this is one of the biggest ones, right? If you jump straight into offering a call without truly understanding the prospects, feelings, emotions, current situation, then it feels like it's going to be a rushed transaction and not a fair value exchange. Instead, take your time to build rapport and uncover what they actually need and why they actually need it. So how to overcome these challenges? Let me make this very, very simple. Fact finding is just a conversation. It's not interrogation. It's not a sales pitch. It's a back and forth exchange, like a game of tennis. So you ask a question, they answer, you ask another question, and they answer, right? The key to this is to keep the conversation flowing naturally because we do not want any interrogation. So when you're in the DMs, imagine you're talking to a friend. Keep it casual and fluid. If you're not sure what to ask, start broad and let their answers guide you in and then go deeper in their specific answers. And if they're being vague, don't be afraid to go and dig deeper. Remember, your goal is to truly understand the situation that they're currently in so you can help them get to their desired situation. So how to fact find like a doctor. How to fact find like a doctor. So now let's break it down step by step. These are the types of questions that you should be focusing on, right? So starting out with their current situation, where the prospect is currently at. And that doesn't mean like currently in Cape Town, in Barcelona, in Thailand, right? Where they're at in terms of business service and moving forward. How many clients are they working with? What kind of clients are they working with? How much money do they make from these clients, etc., 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 right? So ask them about their work and their life. What do you do for work? What do you do day to day? How is that going for you, right? And then your secret power question in phase number one is what's the hardest part of this? So why is it hard? What do you do for day to day? I work at the supermarket. Okay, and how's that going for you? Well, it's okay, but I don't earn much money. So what's the hardest part about your job then? Well, not earning too much money. You can see that they'd be a very money orientated and focus driven person. Many people aren't asked what the hardest part of their job is. This is because pattern breaking questions, many people are delightfully surprised by this question because it's so out of the norm and people don't like to do it. No one likes to connotate new conversations with negative energy. So when you're asking about the worst or the hardest part of your job, it's almost a bit of a taboo subject compared to what's the best part of your job. You meet someone new, you're a lot more likely to say, what's your favorite flavor ice cream instead of what's your most hated flavor ice cream, right? Because people like to have positive connotations and connections to new conversations. So you're listening out for your pain points. Things like stress, time, money, other struggles. If they mention something that challenges them, make sure you follow up with these questions. Dig even deeper. So let's say someone says acquiring new clients for their high ticket offer was a big issue. So then you dig deeper. So why is that such a pain for you? How is that going to impact other areas of your life? Is this going to affect your children? Is this going to affect your business partner? Is this going to affect your wife, etc., 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 right? Dig deeper into those inefficiencies. Number two, exploring their goals and desires. So once you understand their pain points and you've dug deep enough into the inefficiencies, shift your focus to what they want. What's your ultimate financial goal for the month? How close are you to achieving that? What would hitting that goal do for you and how would it change you? And how different would your life look if that goal had been completed? So the key here is to make it personal. Help them visualize how their life would improve if they achieve their goals. The subconsciousness thinks in images, right? It's called your imagination. This is why it's important to help them visualize how their life will improve, not just talk about it. Number three, uncovering roadblocks and past attempts. So next, we want to dig into what is holding them back. So what's stopping you from hitting that goal right now? Have you tried anything to fix this in the past? If so, why has that not worked out for you? Now we're looking for the gaps, places where they've struggled or failed. This is where you can position yourself as a solution to fix that failure or fill in that gap. And then you want to create urgency. Finally, get them to reflect on why now. Why did it have to be right now? So why do you want to make a change now instead of in 6 months' time? Well, because the problem is so big right now, there's so much pain that it needs to be fixed. So what's going to happen if nothing changes? Well, my business is just going to get worse and worse. I'm going to lose even more money, even more clients. Then I might end up broke, right? So creating urgency also amplifies the pain that is already there. So number four is really, really important. So this helps them realize the cost of inaction, of not doing anything, and makes them more open about talking about the next steps. So some key takeaways from fact finding is that it's one of the easiest but most overlooked skills in DM setting. Here's what you need to remember. So number one, conversation. Just don't overthink it. Having a normal conversation with an old friend. And then you play a game of tennis. You ask questions, you get answers, you keep the rally going. You serve, you return, keep the game of tennis going. Then you go deep. Surface level answers won't get you anywhere. Ask why and how and what until you fully understand their problem. Or not their problem, their current situation, which is most likely problematic. If you can master this, not only will you book more calls, but you'll also have a better quality conversation that actually converts. So if you found this valuable, there's lots more crazy value within Atrax. Join our community below for our exclusive strategies, scripts, live coaching tools. Click the link below to get started and we'll get you even more deals than before.